Oh, can I introduce you since you have a camera in my face? This is Morgan. This is one of my former students. Everybody wave to Morgan. Hi, Morgan. Hi, camera, my friends. Morgan is doing a project for a film class and is going to be following me around all day, much like she did in high school.
All day?
Yes, all day. So
You
how do
gotta
I
let
look?
me tie
Camera
it.
ready?
So,
Very good.
Damn.
You're just kidding. Thought I was having a bad hair day. You guys are hyping me up. All right, but how about Good Evening, Your Majesty? That one didn't get quite a reaction.
What is
That was the one where they sit down blindfolded and then people walk up and be like,
Oh,
"Good evening, Your Majesty."
Morning, Queen Minetta. What's going to happen is I'm going to point to a person. Queen Minetta is a just and noble and wonderful queen of all her subjects in theater arts land. And she knows every one of her subjects by their voice alone. So here's what's going to happen. Minetta's going to be blindfolded here in a second. And I'm going to point to a subject. We're all going to stomp our feet. So it's ringing bells, whatever. The subject is going to approach Queen Minetta and say, "Good evening, Your Majesty." For this time, because it's the second time we're doing it, you can change your voice. Approach it! Oh my God! Queen Minetta, 3 for 3!
Gemma.
It's not that hard.
What do you think, Miss Mox?
Your Majesty.
Is that Decker? Yes! One more time.
Play.
Good evening, Your Majesty.
Bliss? I failed. Wah, wah, wah. Good. My camera crew. See that face? All right, we're usually clear around the cafeteria. This is like a safe space for hallway nonsense, right? Around lunch it gets a little crazy, but it's still early.
I think it's better than that fast. What difference does it make?
Oh my God. Is it a dog?
All right, we start to pick up.
Like she writing me up.
Some foot traffic. Hey.
Was she gonna record it?
Yeah, I'm famous. Hey. And here we go. Hey.
Y'all holding me, brother.
What is you hiding for like nobody? See? Foot traffic. We're picking up.
And then guess which ones are equal.
We get a little break in the engineering hallway. When you turn this corner, Omalanta. Dang, I hyped it up and there's nobody here. It's usually pop-a-lopping down here. Ugh. Hey. Hey, Miss Carson. Good, happy Friday. Huh? Hi! Long time no see! And breaking down the parts of it, what do you think it means? Graphic. What does the word graphic mean? Picture, image. What does the word info mean?
So it's pictures that portray information.
Wow. You guys are impressive. Yes, it is an image that gives you some sort of information. On the SAT, this can show up in a bunch of different ways. It could be a graph. Phone's away. 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 Out of your hand. In a bag. Away from you. Lovely. With your own perspective. Why? What does the College Board try to do? They try to trick you. They try to mess with you. A title is a really big tool to make you think something about a graph that's not real. They use convoluted language. They make it really long and complicated. You need to come up with your own ideas working in this order? I see some faint nods. I'll take it as a win. Great. Overview. First thing you see. Go. It's a picture. It's Taylor Swift. What else? It's an Instagram post of Taylor Swift. Got it? Look, I'm trying to connect with you. Me and the teens, right? You guys like this, right? Group stuff. Love it. I think you can connect to an Instagram post. Also helps with the idea of like breaking down social media. Everybody's always trying to sell you something or do something, not just taking it as face value. Thinking about it. Critical thinking. That's the answer. Critical thinking.
We have the camera for record.
Hey, yeah, guys, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play in Baltimore. You should all come see it. It's called Complete Works of William Shakespeare, Bridged. February 17th through March 12th are the dates. Shameless plug.
Just check with John, but I'm just saying, you know, the pit and the stage will be filled.
So Thursday, 1A, band room. Okay. Reading
A
test.
D flat. An E flat.
1 through 4. Is that what this is? Yes. it
E
is.
sharp.
It is.
You forgot the harmonica.
That's fine. G.
Sponsor me. I love your books.
D flat. I mean,
Callus.
yeah, D flat below B flat.
Well, actually, no.
Go
This is
next line, now we're in
the
baby flat. It should be an F.
Princeton Review.
G sharp.
Simony Peak. This is Theater Arts 2, which is kind of like a mixed bag. So some of these kids have had just Theater Arts 1, some have taken theater all 4 years. It's kind of like my advanced class. Everyone might, wait, no, look, I figured out how to do this, look. You saw that live. You saw that live. Landscaping, or landscape. I'm not necessarily talking about the type of people. I don't want you to write like a paragraph about a redneck, okay? Or what you think a redneck is, right? Like, so just think about, and the South is like North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, West Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, one of those.
Never mind, sorry, man.
Keep playing. More. Yes, more.
I think I put this in high.
Can't do it without it. Where you gotta jump in? Mommy, don't we have some jump ropes in the back of the Suburban?
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of broke.
Like everybody else that I am with is like not speaking Southern.
So many students admire you. How do you make those connections?
I think I'm fortunate enough to still have a good grasp on what my life experience was like in high school. And I think that I can understand being at a teenage age and going through teenage issues and trying to figure out how to be an adult, but don't really know how. And I like to think that I'm a good listener. I think that students, a lot of times, a teenager, you're told no by your parents and by the world. So when somebody just says yes and will listen to you, I think that that's a key component in building good relationships with high schoolers and students.
How do you think your students will remember you and your class?
I don't know about me. I think it depends on the student. I think that I give off a very unique, maybe, or original is a better word. I think I give off a really original vibe, and I think that you either love it or hate it. And I do have students who are like, I know, love me, and I love them, and we vibe, and we understand each other. And there's students who don't really like my energy, and that's fine too. So I think if you talk to my students, I like to think there's more that are on my, or with my energy and like me. So I think that they would remember me as being, I think I'm fair. I think that I would be remembered as energetic, enthusiastic, and I think the classes are really fun. I think that I do a good job of building ensembles and relationships in my classes that go on beyond. Like I've seen students in the hallway, oh my gosh, hey, there's whoever from my theater class. And I don't really think there's a class, at least, there's not a lot of classes that produce that same product of ensemble and friendship. Have a great weekend. Make good choices. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. I do have Anna next.
Scary not knowing what's happening.
Baltimore County Police beefed up security at Towson High School Thursday while they investigate the latest threat against the school. Wednesday evening, Baltimore County Public Schools notified parents that staff received another email claiming explosives were placed in the school building, much like the threat made last month. County officers said they were working with federal agencies to identify the person or persons responsible for making the threat on November 17th. The only detail they provided was that the threat was made outside of the United States. Police said they found the threats to be unsubstantiated.
Started right before Thanksgiving with someone placing this post on social media saying they were going to bring a rifle to school and kill students. Thankfully, that did not pan out. Police say they will continue to keep officers on campus as they search for answers.
And the last threat was really a threat that really had most of the students on edge because they didn't know if it was true or if it was false. So most of them really didn't even want to come to school because of that.
Students on the Towson campus remained under the watchful eye of more than a half a dozen Baltimore County police officers.
It's definitely scary because you just don't know.
Parents are now demanding a face-to-face meeting with police and school administrators. Here's how the school's PTSA leadership put it. If there was a meeting with BCPS, THS administrators, and Baltimore County Police Department, they could voice their concerns and ask their questions and also get a better understanding as to how threats are handled. Parents are frustrated and scared and need guidance and reassurance that everything is being done to protect their children. In the meantime, student attendance has been steadily going down at Towson as more parents decide to keep their children at home.
So there's been some school shooting threats at Towson High School lately. It's not anything that's really new. There's been about one a year since I've started teaching. This is my 5th year. On those days, the first big thing that you notice is there's a real lack of attendance. And I always kind of try to put myself in the shoes of a parent, and I always come to the same conclusion. Like, I wouldn't send my kid to school if there was a chance that there was going to be a threat that day. So I totally understand, but some students that I have, school is their safe place, and school is better than being at home, and so with the kids that I do have, like, I'll talk about this one that happened the Friday before Thanksgiving break. I had about 5 students in the room, and the email that had been sent out had, been posted all over social media. The person that made the threat said, I'll be coming in at 9 a.m., right? So my whole job is to just keep everybody calm, right? Inside, I'm panicked and scared, and I don't want to die today in this room. You go through all the same things that everybody around you is, but you have a responsibility as the adult in the room to stay calm and have a plan. So every single teacher on the earth has a school shooter plan in their head. And, God forbid, if that time ever came, who knows what would happen, but every teacher has thought about it, what they would do. So, the threat said that it was 9 a.m. So, I put on a movie because there was 4 kids in the room. There's no point in doing class. You're just trying to keep everybody calm. We're laughing to the movie. We're talking. And 8:55, people start getting a little agitated. People are starting to, dart eyes and look around. So, one student asked me, are those doors locked? Is everything locked? I'm like, yes, locked. We're good. Do you want to check with me? And she's like, yeah. So we go around, we grab all the doors, make sure everything's locked. And they asked me, which it chokes me up when I think about it. They asked me if I could pause the movie so that if they heard gunshots, they would know that they needed to run. and we all needed to do something. So it's just like, it's a very surreal, very terrifying experience. And like, it's just gross. But my plan is, I'm in the auditorium, which is on like the far side of the building. So if somebody comes in any other door of the building, I know that my kids are going to be safe. And my plan is, and I've shared this with my students because they asked, what's the plan? And the plan is run. Run as far as you can, run all the way home if you can, leave an exit door and run. And I will find you later. I don't care. Run until you can't stop running. Run. And then if somebody comes in the auditorium doors, my plan is that I run at them so everybody else can run away. Which I know sounds like self-sacrificial, and like in the moment, I don't know if I would really do it. I might be like paralyzed with fear, but I'm 27 and the person next to me is 14. You know, they need to live a little bit longer than I would. The response to the threat was good. I thought that, you know, the police involvement, having that presence there was nice to have. It did make me feel more secure. But it's just a really surreal experience being put in that position.